Hey guys, so it's Danny, and it is 11:08. Multitasking. I'm feeding a baby girl. So I just had this urge to have this conversation because it seemed to be relevant. I have recently returned home from our NICU stay. Shelby came home on June 30th. July. It's not even July 4th today. By the way, happy 4th of July. So this is better. So I'm sitting here. She's got to be fed. I have my pump right here. And I felt like this might be a good conversation to have. So I'm going to have it. I know that as NICU mamas, like I said, I always say our experience is so different from everyone else's. And so one big thing that I have struggled with is nursing, learning how to nurse, transitioning from exclusively pumping to breastfeeding and bottle feeding. And I want to encourage everyone out there. Some of us have been through things where physically it really might not be possible to breastfeed. You may have had cancer. You may have, gotten piercings. I don't know if that's has any bearings on that. You may have a baby who has had medical challenges that can't breastfeed. They may have had trauma, where they have had surgeries or procedures that might affect their ability to latch or just engage in that process, period. And I've had both. So when I had my son, I had 23 transfusions. I almost died. He did too. We both had very traumatic delivery situations. And I didn't know if I was going to be able to breastfeed because my body had been through so much. My kidney shut down. So I wasn't making urine, much less milk. Okay. So it was a shock that I could breastfeed. That's not normal after my experience. With Logan, he had a shunt, so he had a brain bleed and had numerous head procedures that made it uncomfortable for me to go forward with breastfeeding in a traditional way. So I did attempt. We had several successful sessions that I did, but going home, it did not seem to be as comfortable, as fluid, as I would have wanted it. So I continued to pump, and we used bottles right off. We kind of just decided that was going to be best after his shunt was in. So that's where that was with Logan. Also, my milk production was I'm not going to say very low, but it was, not super duper great. So it was a lot of effort into going into pumping, period. So we even transitioned to formula much quicker than I expected. So fast forward to Shelby. I had a relatively normal pregnancy up until her delivery. And once I delivered, my milk came in, and I have been what people could consider a super producer. Yeah. Very different from before. In one sitting, I might make anywhere from a low day would be like 5 ounces, 6 ounces, and the average day, an average session, will be about 8 ounces in one sitting, and a great production day, which usually is like in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning, upwards of 10 to 12 ounces in one session. So was not expecting that. So I have a freezer full of milk now, and still making milk, and she's doing fine. She's able to nurse, and um, everything's great. She has no trauma. I had no trauma. We just were born early. However, I have a toddler and I have a husband, and it does not feel like the best decision moving forward to nurse for a number of reasons. Um, and so that's just a decision. I'm not 100% on it, but since her first day home, I did nurse her the first day. It was very hard. I was very tired. She ate every 2 hours on the dot. It was exhausting. I got very little sleep. When she drinks her breast milk, we fortify it, and she sleeps for longer stretches of time. And I have come to grow to love that, especially with having another kid. So I haven't 100% made the decision to bottle feed all the way, but I'm pretty much there, and I think I'm okay with it. I'm saying all of this to say this. However your journey goes with breastfeeding, nursing, exclusive pumping, formula feeding, it doesn't matter. Now, it may matter to you. I will say that for me, it mattered because that was a part of loss for me. Like the experience. I know that this is gonna. Girl, slow down. I'm pretty confident that this is gonna be our last child. And I wanted to have that bonding. We forfeit as NICU mamas. Most of us have forfeited the bonding up front because we give birth and our babies are taken straight away from us. So we don't get to do the holding and the cuddling and the all of that stuff in the front end of delivery. We have to navigate through all of this medical stuff and red tape and incubators and all these things. And so it was important to me to at least try and see if she was able to do that, to nurse, and if my body could handle it, and to have some bonding with her. It's very different, to be able to breastfeed. It was a different experience for me. Coming home and not having a whole nursing staff to cater to you and your baby and do all the things. Real life is happening. Real life is settling in, and I need rest. My family needs rest, and my baby needs all the other things that come with a healthy home environment. And so, if mama's not well rested and doesn't have the support that sustains nursing, you know, it's a critical decision. Another thing for me is I'm going back to work. Hi. Hi, Mama. She just looked at me with these big, beautiful brown eyes. Hi, Mama. And now she's sleeping. But I knew that I was going back to work soon. And the reality is I wouldn't be nursing all of the time anyway. That's the reality. After 8 weeks, probably 8 weeks, she'll be going to daycare. And we'll go back to our work schedules and hustling and bustling, and nursing all day is not going to be in the game plan. And even if I had a full term delivery with no problems, that was still the plan. So I want to let you know that these are all things that come with the territory of NICU mamas, NICU parenting. Knowing that it is okay to feed your baby however you decide. I've done all three. I've nursed, I've pumped exclusively, and I've done formula. Some some mamas are able to nurse the entire time. Some mamas are nurse and then transition to bottle feeding. Some start off bottle feeding and transition back to nursing. Some start at nursing and go straight to formula. Like there's so many different ways to do it. So many different reasons to do it. Some women get, mastitis and infections and, blisters, and they have to figure out a way around navigating all that stuff. Some people go back to work. That's what happened to me. I went back to work and my milk supply dropped because I was so stressed out trying to figure out where I could go pump and how long is it going to take, and oh my god, I have a walk-in client and I just started pumping and they're going to wait for 35 minutes. It was just all the things. It was all the things. And it was overwhelming me and it was stressful. And one day, the first time my husband recommended it, I wasn't ready. I cried, I cried, I cried, I cried. That was in December when he first came home. And he was like, why don't you just go to the bottles? And I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Stop pumping. I don't care. I don't know. One day, I came home from work and I was like, I'm ready. Today's the day. I'm tired. I was crying. It's a horrible day at work, and it just wasn't worth the emotional toll that was taking on me when I knew good as well my baby was going to be fed. I knew it. I knew that no matter how I fed him, it was fine. It was perfect. Either way, it was going to be perfect as long as he ate. So that's my encouragement. That's what I'm going to leave you with. Explore the roads you need to explore. Do what you need to do. And do what's right for you at the right time. And all of them may be right. One of them may be right. None of them may be right. I don't know. But the baby gotta eat. Okay. But always do what's best for you and your family. That is utmost. Beyond just feeding the baby, the next most important thing is you need to be 4th of July. You need to be in a state of being rested, of having emotional clarity, and being available to be there for your children, your child, your spouse, your partner, for yourself. You need to be well. And it should not come at the expense of how to feed your child. That shouldn't be the reason. That there's other things to stress about that are more important than how to feed your baby. So that's what I'll leave you with. And I hope that this has helped somebody. I know it's so emotional what we go through, and it's hard to make these kind of decisions, but don't overthink it. Just do what's right for you at the right time. All right, take care, be well, and good luck on the journey. All right, bye bye.